Hey guys, Jay here, and welcome to the new video. Today it's going to be POE. In a few hours from now, GGG is going to have a live stream releasing new information, very nice, about the Necropolis league, which is 3.24 patch, which is the next league. It's going to be very soon, and we're all hyped for it, right? If you're not hyped for it, I don't even know why you click on a POE video at the moment. So today's video is going to be a top 10 video, top 10 build that I think are, first of all, very good, second of all, very reliable, and third, is suitable for anyone, regardless of if you are new to the game or if you are a veteran player. They are a very good build from, the POE community as a whole. But I will give basically a list of 10 builds. They are, first of all, 10 different ascendancy classes, so you have a good variety of choices, and some of them are, not necessarily just one build, but it is one archetype. For example, in the first build, it's going to be, spoiler, it's going to be a Ignite Elementalist build, so it can be any skill, right? It can be like Detonate Deck, as people normally do as a league start, very strong skill for league start. It can be like Fireball, Flame Blast, Frost Blink, whatever, but you get the idea, right? I am very optimistic about the 3.24 league because it is sorry, I cannot contain my excitement, right? It is the last league before the POE 2 beta, which is, basically a new era, and we are all waiting for it. Yeah, without further ado, let's go to the video. First of all, these builds are not, made for 324 because, technically it's not released yet, so there's no way we can make a build that is ready for 324 yet. They are build that was created from the previous leagues, including Affliction, maybe before Affliction like Tota or any leagues before that. But they are, first of all, very cheap. Second, they can do at least early red map without like any gear requirement. Basically, just slap on any gear that you can pick on, life resistant, basic weapon, and you will be able to clear at least like early red map, which is tier 11 to 12. They are very important, proven to be reliable, so 99.99% they will not get nerfed in any way because they are not like meta build, not broken in any sense. They are just good, reliable 4-star, right? And they do not require any rare uniques. So this particular one, rare uniques, for example, like any tier 1, tier 0 uniques, they can be very rare, but some of them, because nobody using them, so they can be still very cheap. So I want to avoid all the build that require any kind of weapon, like any kind of unique like that one. For example, one that I can think of is like a Beano's Kitchen Knife. It is the tier 0 unique, which is very rare drop, or tier 1, I'm not sure, but very rare drop. But the price is also very cheap, like 5 KS or something from the start to the end of the league, probably around 5 to 10 KS all the time, right? So if someone make a very good build on that particular item, then because the supply of the item is very rare, very limited, so the price will be pumped up to a level that we should not be able to do it reliably as a league starter, because as a league start you cannot reliably have a lot of currency to buy anything you want. You want something that is always cheap, so I want to avoid that situation. So let's go to the list. This is going to be 10 build, or 10 archetype. There will be different ascendancies, so you have a variety of build that you can choose from. Maybe, for example, if you want to play a certain build, for example, I will use my case here. For example, if I want to play the AFK Chieftain, AFK Juggernaut, I will probably play some league starter that is sorry, that is a Marauder, and there are a few Marauder built in this list that is very, very good for a start. Very cheap, very strong, very effective. And let's go to the first spot. Before that, I want to mention quickly, the number one is not the strongest build by any mean. It's just what I enjoy the most, right? It doesn't have to be the strongest. It doesn't have to have the highest damage or anything like that. They're all equally good. Just personal preference here. I have played all of them, by the way. First thing I want to mention is Ignite Elementalist. This has been a solid league starter for, since like forever. It can be a lot of skills. It is very easy, very simple, very smooth to start from level 1 until like the end game. And I am gonna leave a link in the description of the video to a video that have a specific build, which is Subtract Terms, Frost Blink, and Fire Trap Elementalist Ignite league starter. That is my my go-to build for a Ignite Elementalist. It has very good playstyle. It is very smooth. You use your movement skill for damage, which is extremely nice for mapping. But if you want to play a different playstyle, you can use like a Detonate Dead, which is notoriously good for league starting because it's very easy to scale the damage of Detonate Dead early on, and it has very high base damage for Ignite, right? So Ignite Elementalist is first on my list here. Second, Explosive Arrow Champion. The video in the description for this archetype is going to be Zizaran's video on Explosive Arrow Champion. He is famous for using Explosive Arrow as his league starter for multiple leagues already. And he played hardcore, so this is obviously a very tanky build. Not to a sense that you can AFK, but you can be very safe and can clear content really well, can easily do all the, for example, you can do all the early bosses, get all the voice stone and other stuff. That applies to anything in this list basically. Third one, Summon Raging Spirit Guardian. Also another very, very straightforward, very smooth. You probably playing the most broken ascendancy in the game. The Guardian have the Super Saiyan guy that burn everything down as your first ascendancy, and in the second one you can grab the the 3 aura minion, which give you a level 25 aura of cold, lightning, and fire damage, which is absolutely broken in the early league environment because there is a lot of free damage and very reliable, very smooth, very comfortable. Nice quality of life, all the stuff, right? Summon Raging Spirit Guardian, gonna be a video of Subtracted again. I watch a lot of his content. So Hexblast Miner Saboteur. So the video I'm leaving for Hexblast Miner Saboteur, the link is gonna be to Pausteron Hexblast Miner. But personally, just personally, I want to have a little tweak on the build if you want to play this league, because the original Hexblast Miner was created like 2 leagues ago, so we do not have all the transfigured gem. Right now we have transfigured gem. Transfigured gem, the Hexblast of Havoc basically remove all the clunkiness that we have to work around with the curses, because normally the normal Hexblast you have to actually hit an enemy with a curse on it already, remove that curse, and then the damage can be AoE, or without a curse it will be just a single hit damage to a single enemy, no AoE whatsoever, so that feels very bad. But with the new Transfigured Gem Hexblast of Havoc, you basically don't need to worry about the setup for curse, right? So that is very comfortable. It free up a ring slot, I believe. So it's very straightforward. Just if you want to, you can still follow the original build guide. It might still be a little bit better in terms of damage, but in terms of quality of life, just use the transfigured gem. I think it's just much better. It's like a normal skill gem. You slap on a mine setup. Sorry, I'm still coughing a lot. And you have a very solid list starter, which, you know, first of all, can clear maps very easily. Second, very, 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 very good for bossing early on. One of the best single target build archetype in this list, right? Next one is going to be Toxic Rain Pathfinder. This is going to be a Zizaran's video. I'm not even sure at this point who is the original creator of this kind of Toxic Rain build, but they are very basic, right? Very straightforward. Probably a lot of versions that people created have to share the same, you know, basic setup. A little difference here or there, but I find Zizaran to be a very good source of build guide, especially for league start build like this one. You play hardcore, so I personally value defense a lot in Path of Exile. I don't like dying too much. It feels very nice being safe in map while still have, you know, sufficient damage to do basically all the content in the game. You can scale very, very well with little investment, right? Toxic Rain Pathfinder, link in the description to Zizaran's video. Next one is Bone Shatter Juggernaut, right? So Bone Shatter Juggernaut, this one is going to be a Travix video. Amazing content creator. I really like his videos, especially this one. This one blew up last leak, and you know, I believe there won't be any changes basically on Bone Shatter this leak, because the meta doesn't revolve around Bone Shatter, doesn't revolve around anything but, you know, bow skill, MF tornado shot or lightning arrow, whatever, bow build, or the Chieftain Explosion stuff, which, you know, with the removal of whiffs of affliction, maybe GG don't need to even balance those, right? So Bone Shatter, very reliable league start. The video I leave in the link description is very good. If you want to, if melee is your go-to playstyle, then, you know, you can check it out. Next one, Lightning Arrow Deadeye. This one is going to be a video from Crouching Tuna. At this point, if you play POE, you probably know this guy. He created a lot of great builds and a lot of also Max Roll guide. I believe he is part of Max Roll. So bow build, basically just follow this one. Lightning Arrow is the start. You can, you know, change to like a tornado shot setup or something else later, but this is a very straightforward, very detailed, very good guide that will, you know, basically get you from start to finish. At the very end game, you can play this build for the whole league. You can dump, like, since the lowest budget, probably like less than 1 divine, clear maps very well, one of the best clearing build in the game, and you can dump like a couple of mirrors, hundreds of mirrors, who knows, like one of the best scaling build in the game as well. Right, check it out, link in the description again. Next one, Righteous Fire, Pohx. So I swear to God, this is a class in the game, right? If you don't know about this hidden class, right? It is whatever the class that Pohx plays, basically. So he plays either, mostly, I think Guardian, Inquisitor, Chieftain. Last league, I think it was Chieftain, Juggernaut. So the ascendancy maybe changed a little bit here and there from league to league, but he always have an extremely, first of all, extremely strong character. That is Righteous Fire. He is the Righteous Fire guy. He has a website that is the Righteous Fire Wiki. I will not leave a link to a video for this one. I leave the link to his website, right? And, you know, you can see there whichever is the one that he played most recently. Just follow that. He always update the build guide for Righteous Fire from start to finish, from maybe even from level 1 until level 100. If you like the playstyle of, you know, pressing no button for an active skill, if you like just walking through the map and everything around you just burn to ashes, then this is the guy for you. Check out. Link in the description again. Next one, Totem Hierophant. So for Hierophant, Totem is probably the very obvious league start. Maybe later with more investment you can switch to playing a brand skill, or, you know, mana stacker. You can even do mana stacker as a league start, but I think Totem has very good mechanic as a league starter, because you can drop a totem and you could walk around and you have very good uptime on damage, especially very good on running Sanctum, which is a very nice method for making currency early on in the league. I will leave a link in the description for this. All right, I will just yeah, Tatianta. I forgot the name of this creator. I recently know about him. This one is a very good, very detailed, very nice Stormburst Totem guide. The link I will leave in the description. Again, Totem Hierophant, if this is your go-to playstyle, check it out. And last but not least, Explode Chieftain. If everything else go wrong, nerfed, or something wrong happened to it, I don't know, I will probably play this as my league starter. This one, because this one have a lot of, you know, common points with the AFK Juggernaut, so this is probably like the best way you can leveling with the Marauder. So you start out as a Chieftain, you do the Explode Chieftain, which is the Chieftain Autobomber. So this one is Victor's 003. The Victor 003, right?
Stun support gem. This gem is linked to skills like detonate. A mechanic that this entire build revolves around.
Basically, this is a playstyle. And remember, this is basically he is AFKing in
this character builds defensive
affliction, right? As you can see there, if you see the number of whiffs there, it is 6k whiffs. So next league, without the whiffs, mapping will be much easier. You will not need to be as tanky as the current league, unless Necropolis have something, you know, on par with like affliction. I don't know, but without anything crazy like affliction, I don't think it's going to be crazy in map like affliction. For map clearing, for reliable, for never dying, this is the build for you. It can start out at 1 divine budget. This guy have a very nice build guide, very nice detailed guide on gearing the character, very nice and short explanation. I leave the link in the video. You can check it out for more details if you want to follow this style of build, right? No button press, you basically just walk through the map, you tank everything, you have cast when stunned, a setup that will, you know, explode everything around your character, basically. So, honorable mention. First of all, the first one, General's Cry. So, this is probably my personal one that I will go for the league starter. I will do a General's Cry version with Facebreaker and the Tectonic Slam of Cataclysm, Juggernaut, by the way. If I have enough time, I will do a test run on Affliction. I'm not sure if I will be able to do that, but if I do that, I will let you know on the update of the build. If it is good enough, I will make a detailed build guide on how to progress with that character and other alternative. Yeah, I think it is going to be a very good one. General's Cry is pretty much spin win playstyle, right? It's pretty much like Cyclone playstyle. You have a Cyclone that is cast while channeling. You summon a bunch of corpses through Desecrate, and then you use the instant General Cry with the call to arm keystone, so you always have it pressed on cooldown. You can even use the numlock trick to, you know, cast it on cooldown, whatever you want. If you don't want to press it, or you put it on left click, whatever, it will trigger all the generals, and they will do the attack for you. Tectonic Slam of Cataclysm is the skill that has a huge amount of more damage scaling with endurance charge. And the mechanic of the build is the Tectonic Slam of Cataclysm. If you do it, if you slam yourself, your character will lose all the endurance charge, and it will gain more damage based on the number of endurance charges lost. But if you use with General Cry, you will still gain all the more damage bonuses without your character having to lose the endurance charges, because the general are the ones who do the slam, not you. So extremely good build, I think, with very high single target potential, and also like screen wide AoE without even scaling any sort of AoE, because the endurance charge scaling of the skill itself also give a bunch of AoE. So very nice. Code Dot, this is a very, you know, forgotten archetype. Nobody is playing it last league, I believe, because they changed to Vortex, so it is no longer a instant cast. But trust me, Code Dot is still very strong. Maybe it's not for everyone because it might require a lot of button presses. Because Code Dot, the good thing about Code Dot, all these skills that have cold damage over time stack together, right? They do not counter together. They do not counter each other. So you can use all the skill for a combine of basically a lot of damage. Also, they are very safe because always the enemies are either chills or freeze. Very comfortable. Also very cheap to scale. Poison Pathfinder, this can be any skill. It can be Blade Vortex. It can be an attack skill like Viper Strike, because the Pathfinder has the Poison Proliferation. So this is a very good archetype. But if you want to, you can, you know, try it out. And it feels really nice, basically playing as a Pathfinder, because at the league start, nobody is having a Mage Blood. In this league, we are not even sure if the Mage Blood is as easy to get as last league. So Pathfinder is the closest you can get to a Mage Blood, basically. 100% uptime on Flask is very easy, so you feel very, very tanky. A lot of quality of life, very good damage, very good clear, because this is a proliferation build, so it is very good clear. And last but not least, Corrupting Fever. Personally, this is the only thing that I haven't played before. I have not ever played a Corruption Fever build, but from what I see from a lot of people, this is absolutely insane for map clearing. It has extremely good coverage. Normally it is built as a champion, gladiator, you know, basically a tanky character. And you have a lot of physical damage over time through Corrupting Fever. You apply it with a one skill that hits the whole screen, like a Kinetic Blast, or like a bow skill like Tornado Shot or something. Basically any attack skill that can, you know, apply the hit to as many things on the screen as possible. Very satisfying, very nice build. If you don't know what it is, go to YouTube, search for Corrupting Fever POE. You'll probably see a bunch of it. I remember Cute Dog played it a couple of leagues ago. I think the original one maybe come from Rueto, the cat guy. Not entirely sure who is the first one who created the Corrupting Fever build, but it's a very good build. I've seen enough of it to know that it is very good. It has not been touched for the last few leagues, and there is no reason for GGG to nerf it in any way. Probably things like this, anything on this honorable mention list will probably even be buffed in some way, because nobody is playing them, or the least to say is not many people are playing them, right? So that is everything I want to mention in the video today. So the thing that I want to remind you again is there will be 10 links in the description to 10 different video or written guide places that you can check out for details on all the builds that I've mentioned on this list, that I think will be helpful, especially for new players. The veterans, still, you can check it out just to see, if you are forgetting something when you build a new character. It's a good reminder, right? Me personally, my first priority will be trying a new skill, because this league, I'm 100% sure GGG is gonna release a new batch of transfigured gem as they promised. So there are a lot of new stuff that we can try it out. If none of the new transfigured gem actually caught my eye, I will go ahead and try the General's Cry Facebreaker thing. I will probably try to play it on stream in Affliction League as a test, just to see how far it goes. Right. So thanks everyone for watching. Thank you so much this far to support the channel this far, and please leave a like under the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me greatly. I am pretty close to 1,000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone for me personally, and I cannot do it without the help from you guys. Really appreciate it. So again, please subscribe. Yep, it's that important. Peace. See you in the next video.